Hi guys, welcome back to the Homestead. If we haven't met before, I'm Bren, and today I want to talk about smart devices and having them at your homestead. Now, for me, smart devices are both good and bad. I like having reliable cell service. I like having like overheat protection on electronic devices. I like having that sort of smart technology. What I don't like is the invasive stuff, and that's what I want to talk about today. There's several things that I'm just not sold on with smart devices. So let's get into it. Number one is the privacy invasion. All these devices are tracking your location. They're tracking who you're with, who you're near, what other devices that you have, because they all go out and they basically talk to one another. And I've tested this with between like my tablets and my phones, and I have multiple phones. And if you sign in like with a Gmail account on one phone, all of a sudden all of them are talking to one another. They all know each other exists. I really have a problem with that. It's none of your business. It's none of your business what devices I own. It's none of your business who I hang out with. And I just really have a problem with that. They're watching what you're looking at. It's just a whole privacy invasion. Not that I do anything wrong. It's just none of your business. So that's the way I see it. So I don't know if you feel the same, but I really have a problem with the privacy thing. Number two, I have a problem with the integrity and the ethical use of the data that they're getting. A lot of it's being sold. So this is my data, and you're making a profit off of it. Okay. Now, how do I know you're not selling it to someone who is nefarious, maybe a foreigner that is, doesn't have the United States in their best interest? I have problems with that. I just find it completely, and plus I just find it unethical. It would be like, I feel like it's like if I lived next door to someone and I sat there and photographed them all day and then sold their photos of them, doing things that they wouldn't want you to see, like picking their nose or something. How invasive is that? That's just disgusting. So like the ethical portion of it, I live out in the middle of nowhere, so I don't have any neighbors, but if I had neighbors, I would respect their privacy. But these phones don't, and the computers don't, and what are they? The Ring cameras or certain, the security cameras, I should say, because I think they all do it. It's none of your business, and I really have a problem with the ethical portion of it, because the person on the other end, do you really know them? Do you really trust them to sell your data? So that's all I'm going to say about that. Use of smart devices. I know how to read a map. There's a lot of people that are younger than me that know nothing about reading maps. They don't even know how to find north. They just completely go by a GPS. Well, you come to my area, the GPS is going to send you down some who knows road, because we don't have very good service here. So how do I know this? Well, I actually tested this one time. I went out and I thought, you know what? I'm going to let the GPS decide which way to go. I went on many a goat trails through the mountains because I had the GPS set on the shortest distance. So it took me on literally dirt trails. I should have known better, but I was in a four-wheel drive and I didn't really care. And I started out on a paved road, and then it went to a gravel road, and then it went to a large gravel road, like the big boulder type gravels. And then it went to dirt road. And I was like, oh my, I'm going to hear banjos pretty soon. But I made it over the mountain and got down the other side. Same thing on the other side, only reverse. But yeah, learn things. Don't rely on smart devices. You're like making your smart devices make you stupid, I guess, is my point. Make sure you keep on your practical skills. Let's put it that way. Keep your practical skills up. Don't trust a machine for that. Number 4 reason I don't like smart devices is they're distracting. I'm to the point I turn my phone off for most things, but with having a business, I have to have it on. And I've taken all the social apps off of my business phones because even though they're business related apps, I don't have time to sit there and look at notifications all day. So the only thing coming through on my business phone are text messages and phone calls. Well, even amongst that, the notifications from spammy texts and texts that I don't want to receive are just incredible, especially with a business, because they get your number probably online somewhere and they just sell it to everybody thinking that you'll just buy anything off a text message. Yeah. Or you'll just open anything off a text message. Don't think so. But anyhow, it's annoying. If it's a business person and they're calling me for a business reason, cool. But I bet 2 out of 3 texts are junk texts, and 2 out of 3 phone calls are the same way all the time. And that is annoying. So it's another reason I don't like smart devices. This next point, we have very bad internet. We have very bad cell service. Smart devices rely on these things, and it's so annoying when you're like, wait a minute, maybe I'll get internet over here. Wait a minute, maybe I can get some over here. Oh, I got a bar, And I just feel like I'm wasting my time some days. But, if I didn't have the businesses, I would probably throw the darn things into the pond and let them sink to the bottom. I really don't. It's annoying. But anyhow, that's another reason I don't like smart devices at my homestead. Health concerns. I don't know where it ever went with the battery up next to your ear all the time. I tried to use my phone away from my head. You just never know, like all this electronic stuff, the frequencies that are being emitted by your routers and everything, and just the 5G frequency. How healthy is it? We really don't know. I'm a little concerned about it. There's just some health concerns I have there. So that's another reason. Another reason I don't like smart devices is the environmental impact that they have. They wear out quickly. I mean, technology is like a blink of an eye, really. And then they're in the landfill. So, it just doesn't seem very sustainable. It doesn't seem environmentally friendly. It would be nice if you could get one thing and just... I know there's a company out there that does this with computers where you can upgrade really easily, like your laptops. We need to have more like that, where, okay, my laptop's now obsolete. So I've got like 6 of them laying around here that are, pre-Windows 11 time frame. They're kind of like obsolete. What are you going to use them for? I mean, I still use them for Windows 10 and for some other tasks, and you can use them for monitors for, we have on-site security, not through the cloud. So you can use them for stuff like that. But other than that, where are they going? To the landfill, probably, for most people. So, environmentally, they're just not the best choices. Another reason I don't like them is security vulnerabilities. Bottom line, anything can be hacked if somebody really wants to get into something. So if you have a camera that's on your property that's going through a cloud or through an internet service, you always have that vulnerability that somebody could be watching you, watching them. But it's just, that creeps me out. I wouldn't do it to somebody else. Why would they do it to me? So, along the line of that security vulnerability thing, now I just read this article the other day about some guy was watching an ex-girlfriend on the flock camera. The ones that they use to take pictures of people in traffic. Well, apparently there was a camera that was aimed towards her place, and some creepo cop was getting in and watching this woman and then showing up wherever she was going, which, it's just weird. There's all kinds of weird people. Anyhow, another reason I don't like smart appliances at my homestead is the ongoing cost of them. You're always upgrading. And if it's a service feed device, you never know where that service fee is going to go. Like, it could go up extremely high, and if you really like that thing, are you going to pay for it? Are you going to continue using it? And in some instances, you're kind of locked in. Like, you just bought, say an item for a couple $1,000, and your service fee went from $10 a month up to $30 a month. What are you going to do? Well, you spend a ton of money on the thing, and you're kind of like stuck with the fee. So that that's a creepy move, but it happens. So another reason I just don't like smart devices. Another reason I don't like them is the weekend community ties. How many times you go to a restaurant? Well, not me. I barely ever. The few times I've ever been at a restaurant, I look around and you see a lot of people just sitting there on their phones, like in front of another person who's on their phone, and they are texting or whatever. And sometimes they're texting each other, and it's just like, you just want to say, hey, you, look up. Talk across the table. Stop this. But yeah, it's like we're losing our sense of community, of communicating with people just in general. Like, everything is a text or a message or a tweet or a social post or, whatever. The other thing I despise is the algorithms that try to persuade you into buying things. So the consumerism aspect of it. The smart devices really fuel consumerism by showing you what they think you should have based on your past searches, who you hang around with, your location, all this other stuff that they're using to kind of like guide the system and say, oh, well, you should be interested in this. I get sick of the ads. I really, really get sick of the ads. And I get, like, certain platforms, you can expect them because you're getting it for free. So, like, yeah, you go to YouTube, you got to expect ads because the platform is free. So that's how they're generating their money. What I don't like is, like Windows 11 tried to do this with their most recent rollout, which they can't do it to my PC because I kind of know some stuff and I don't let it go through. So my PC thinks I'm a young pregnant black girl, which just like makes me laugh every time I see what comes up when I do actually open a search engine. I didn't tell it that. It is what it is. They couldn't be further from the truth. So I'm an old cranky white woman. So that whole thing just annoys the crap out of me. Like, and my husband doesn't know how to block things, so he gets so mad at his phone because he'll like say one thing like, "Oh, I ought to get a new pair of sneakers," and then for the next 3 weeks, all you get is sneaker ads. It's like, oh, you should have never said it around that stupid iPhone. But anyhow, that's one of my other pet peeves with the smart devices. So I'm curious, smart devices, good or bad for you? And if there's anything you can add to my list, please feel free to. So take care, make it a great day, and I'll catch you later. Bye.